what Devin doing, with what Devin did with Jose Ramirez, with what he did with Regis, it's about timing. That's what it's about. But I'm not gonna sit here and go over the game plan because we can sit here and go over this all day long or whatever. I mean, I've clearly made plans that were successful. We clearly done things that were successful right now. He had 30 fights, 28 of them went, 29. One they got a no contest, but it's clearly, I'm saying, the video out there and everything. Yeah, so he got 29 fights with 23 knockouts in reality. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, look, it is what it is. We've been doing something right. We're gonna keep doing something right. He the youngest male champion in boxing right now, and we're gonna keep that. But we're gonna treat that ball rolling.
What's your thoughts on Regis Prograis saying that he thinks that Devin's gonna win?
The regional program is supposed to say that because Devin beat him. So of course you're gonna. I mean, they're just like with for example, with Tank. Tank was always room for Ryan to win because Ryan beat him. You got to think when the person that you beat or one of your best wins or especially if it's a loss or loses, it makes you look worse. You know what I'm saying? Like with Tevin Farmer, what happened to Tevin Farmer now, retired don't look as good. Zapata don't look as good. You feel what I'm saying? Diminishes, in some people's eyes, who you are. You feel what I'm saying? So of course the other person that the other opponent, whether they won or lost, they're gonna root for that guy to win because
That's right.
that levels them up. You feel me? But
What
again,
what's your,
man,
what's your
look,
thoughts on the website with Turkey Al Sheik and Ring Magazine possibly making this a mega fight and putting boots on the
I saw
ground?
a gay guy. I saw a gay guy in the chat before I came on, and I'm so happy that he's seen that, and I'm so happy that he knows. He said, "Like Brian, I'm afraid." Man, do you understand? Turkey can't put Jaron. Jaron Ennis can't take that fight. He can't take the fight. He can't fight in November. He can't fight on that card. I'm too petty for that. I'm gonna be petty right there on scene. I'm gonna be on set, on scene. I'm exactly who I am. Hey, bro, how is it being on that undercard of the guy you just said not good? I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna
Oh.
ask him. How was it being on the undercard of the guy you said not even good?
Now, what if they make it a doubleheader?
Hey, right now, guess what's announced first? Guess what's announced first though?
Okay.
Guess what's out there first? Guess what he already put out there though? The only
Damn
reason
right.
they were making the only reason they were making the devil header now is because they were crying. And I ain't even gonna lie to you. The dealings, just a little bit of short dealings that I had with Turkey, he wanted to, I can't really say too much, but I don't believe he ain't gonna listen to what nobody got to say. I'm telling you.
What do you
Meaning,
think? What do you think about his
meaning, meaning,
comments?
meaning he's a headstrong person.
What you think? I don't want to mess up nobody's bag or nothing else, man. So you know it is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. But what you just asked me of here?
What's your thoughts on him saying on Twitter, just putting that reaction, about Devin, giving him that compliment of he'll fight anybody? Yeah. Do you
Who
feel
said
like
that fight?
and then I overheard something about Tim Bradley, which I try to go on DraftKings to see who's the favorite, and they don't have your fight up yet. But he was saying something about Devin being the favorite in this fight. Who do you think
I
is the
love,
favorite?
hey, that's beautiful, man. The closer it gets, the most it gets, and the more of his fans, get tapped into it, and we love that. We happy about that. We don't want to be the favorite at all. No, that's too easy. Who wants to be the favorite?
So if that is true, and hearing what Turkey is saying about just giving him that compliment, do you feel like you got to go the extra mile uh, to possibly get the knockout to get the nod, or if anything is close, it's going for Devin?
No. I don't feel we need to go to extra nothing to do nothing. I feel like Brian Norman needs to go out there. Brian Norman Jr. needs to go out there and be who he is, and I think that's going to show the world. It's going to be enough.
Because
Listen, man, y'all got to
Zab made a
understand.
good point.
Understand this. Understand this real quick. You can go back and listen to any view I ever had on your website or any other website or any other platform and listen to anything I said. Outside of the fighters, the other fighters or of me giving a take on another fight. So listen, anything I ever said comparing to my son and everything I have said have come true, has come to fruition. Everything I have said since I've been saying this for a year, even with you, me and you with the Santian, if I remember, you know how I started. Everything I said has aged like fine wine. Everything.
Mm,
That's not gonna stop. That's not gonna stop because I can't control what other fighters do, but I do have a big, huge say so in what my fighter do.
okay.
So that's
Okay.
gonna continue to be that way. I told y'all that he was gonna show the world. I told y'all. I mean, look, I told you they said the money again. Like I said, he ain't supposed to make the money. He already made the money. He finna make more. He finna look. It's just whatever. But anyway, look, man, we already knocked down them doors, man. We knocking down doors one at a time. Don't nobody know them, but guess what? If don't nobody know them, then why your favorite fighter gonna be on the undercard, or why does Turkey want your favorite fighter on the undercard? He didn't say he wanted that as the main event. So again, like what you said was that what you said, what you said, but double header, it would definitely be influence that makes it a double header if he does, because Eddie Hearn does have influence over him. I don't know how much he gonna take from that because, like I said, dealing with him. But I don't know their relationship or whatever else. But as of right now, you can't say Brian Norman not known because that's the fight he wanted, and he was looking at Brian Norman before Jensen Saki fight.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking. I'm like, Turkey wanted to put the money for you and Devin, but he don't want to put the money for you and Boots.
No, 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 no. I'm not gonna put that one into play right now. I'm not gonna say. Now, I don't think Turkey had nothing to do with that right then.
But it's the truth, right?
I said I don't think he had nothing to do with that right then. That's what I'm telling you. I don't think he had. I mean, you gotta think.
I know
Let's put
that.
in.
I know that he
Wait a
wasn't
minute. Wait a
involved,
minute.
but
Let's put in perception what you're saying.
why
See,
doesn't he want to be involved in it? Is what
no.
my question.
Let's put in perception what you're saying. Jaron Boots Ennis had one fight in 2025, right? That fight was signed in January. When Jaron Boots Ennis was looking for that fight, and when that fight was made, which he didn't put on his show with Stanionis. When that fight was made, Brian Norman already had a fight that was signed last year that he had to fight with Derek Quavaz. I have to go through the same thing and tell the same timelines that don't change over and over and over. Outside of that, Jerron Boots Ennis has not been looking for no other fight. You got, like you said, they offered is on record. They offered him a Tio fight. He turned that down. They offered him a Devin Haney fight. This is after staying on this. They offered him a Devin Haney fight. He turned that down. He was not looking for a fight. So then they get the bright idea of coming to us while we already got our fight lined up 5 weeks outside of the fight and say, let's lock it in now for no, October, November, December. Okay, cool. We can do that. We're going to sign, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But there's so much to that. Bottom line was week of you again. You know the story. The story is the story. There was no offers. You feel what I'm saying? There was nothing for Turkey to be involved in. It's a bunch of Eddie playing. It's a bunch of them. I ain't gonna say Eddie no more. It's a bunch of them and not doing all that BS that they doing over there. Why would Turkey be involved in that? Turkey is the real deal. Look. Turkey said he know what y'all been going through. Boom. Won't want no problems. That's what Turkey said to us. We know what y'all been going through. Oh, here you go. Let's get it. That's how the fight was made so quick. So it wasn't none of that. Y'all ain't worth this. You only made $100,000. You only made this. Turkey didn't move like that. Only Eddie moved like that. Only Boots
So
moved like that. If you made $100,000, what would you be doing? Again, Boots wasn't making nowhere near what my son is making right now at 24 years old. Nowhere near. He ain't made it now. Right now, what's going to happen? He ain't made that right now.
Mm.
so
Mm.
At 24 years old.
Mm. Talk to him. Talk to him, Brian.
Come on, bro. We gonna win, man. We gonna win. I keep telling y'all, we gonna win. We gonna win the battle. You know what I'm saying? When they thought, I mean, you got to think about how small, how big. That's David Work versus Goliath. You got to think about how small we came from to get up where we are right now in just 1 year. You can't hate on that. You can't deny that.
right now, as far as the negotiations and everything else, is everything all set on your end as far as and do you know if they signed on their end as well? Both signatures.
Everything. Again, I keep telling people that's why I hate when the fans get involved in money and contracts and sign to this and sign to that. It's just a term. Zad, it's just a lot of talks at first. You feel what I'm saying? It's so many things that got to be ironed out before you actually sign the whole contract. I keep telling people, Crawford and Canelo, it has not signed the contract yet. I do not believe they signed a contract. They signed probably a promissory, a term sheet. They did not sign a actual contract without a date, a site. It's so much stuff that's involved into that, and I don't believe they signed it yet.
You mean what? As of right now, still?
As of right now, you can go look at the venue where they say is where it's said to be at. Do they got a set venue? Have the tickets going on sale? That's why it's not signed yet. Everything has to be ironed out. Everything has to be ironed out. Everything has to be agreed upon. Zeb, you remember how when they write the
Well, I
contracts out?
think. Well, I think it's a little bit more thing because they had press conferences and everything. They done travel and did press conferences. So I think that with the Crawford and Canelo, they're a little bit more ahead than just not. I think the fight is definitely happening. Definitely
Oh, yeah,
happening.
it's happening. It's happening. It's
Yeah.
definitely happening. I'm saying that the contract not signed. It's definitely
It's
happening.
probably it's probably just really the date. It's probably
Yeah,
just the
yeah, the
date and
date, the
venue to make
venue.
sure the date of
Right.
the venue. But that's what I'm saying when it comes down to you guys. You know
Right,
what I mean? Like, is
right.
at least what you guys can handle.
Yes, yes, we
Are
good.
you
Everybody's good.
that's the question.
Everybody's good.
Okay,
Everybody good.
so nothing can get in the way of this fight not happening.
Unless somebody decide they don't want to fight, or unless somebody, come, say they got an injury or something, something like that. Everything's good. Everything's good on our end. Everything's good on their end so far. Everything's good.
Crazy.
What was your initial reaction with you and your son when you guys knew that this fight was really for real?
Hold on one second. It was cool. It was cool. It wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a big. We was promised a homecoming fight. We was promised a homecoming fight in October. So really, it didn't matter whether it was this or that. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So
This was the
it
best.
really
It was
didn't
just the
matter.
correct
How do
move. This was the
how do
correct
you,
move.
how do you feel
Oh
about
yeah,
going over?
this is a much better move.
How do you feel about going over to Saudi Arabia to have the
Love
fight?
it,
Nice.
love it. It goes. Yeah, I
From
see it.
Japan to
It
Saudi.
goes, huh?
From Japan to Saudi.
Hey, it goes right. It goes right with what we've been saying. We world champions. You feel what I'm
Wow.
saying? Hey, I'm anxious. Hey, look, I'm anxious and excited to get y'all boy, the one of y'all want to fight in the city, outside of the northern eastern hemisphere, and bring him over there. I want to see him come over there. I want to help him out.
Yeah.
Show him, hey, bro, you can fight somewhere else. You ain't gotta fight in your backyard. You ain't gotta do that. You feel me?
Mm.
World champion, bro.
When you get that opportunity, man, that shit is
I
lovely.
love it. I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It builds character, man. Like I said, with everything else, with the sparring and with everything, we always went everywhere. We always did that.
Word, word, word. I love it, man. I love it. So,
Yeah.
um, what's your prediction on the fight anyway?
It depends. Again, I'm thinking in my
I'm seeing,
mind.
I'm hearing different emotions. I see you was on the Boxing Voice yesterday saying that it was gonna
Yeah,
go
yeah,
the
right, right,
distance
right, right,
now.
right.
All
That's
that
gonna
talk of you were gonna step over him. Oh, well, what
still.
was all that talk? With the
That ain't stop. Come on, bro.
step
Look who
over
you
him
talking
real
to. I
quick.
don't. I don't change. I don't change when I say when it comes. That's going to be the end period. But my thing is, it's going to it's about how he comes. So I'm thinking in my mind again. Again, it may change because that happens. You know what I'm saying? Until you come up to it, you come up with a plan. You know what I'm saying? You sharpen up your plan. You go to thinking certain things. Chances are it's going to change again because I do have premonitions. Very close to the fight all the time. And but my thing is, how is he gonna fight? So I got to go back and watch all of his fights. And if he's smart, If
Oh
he's
yeah, you
smart,
definitely do.
listen, and if he's smart, which I'm sure he is, and
You
I'm
gonna
sure they
come
are,
back?
he gonna go. He gonna go watch the best version of him, and he gonna do what's the best version of him. Now, the best version of him was in Regis Prograde fight. That's not gonna work because that was against the southpaw, and all he did was kept turning them to Regis right to the left. That's all he did. He kept turning them, kept turning, kept him on the pivot, so he kept him turning. He didn't have the feet to make that happen, and I know how he kept turning them. So I'm not gonna speak too much on that. That's not gonna work. So I don't know what he could possibly come up with. I'm starting to lean towards he just gonna say forget it, try to get bigger, try to get stronger, and just try to fight. That's what I'm really leaning toward.
Yeah.
I can't see him doing nothing else. He know better than the fans. The fans think that Brian don't have no feet. He know better. He know better. He know
Brian
So
better.
got
why?
feet. Brian got feet,
Yeah, Brian got feet. He know better. And look, just
but he
Zab,
don't
just like
have.
you know he got feet. Look, Zab, just like you know he got feet. Bill know he got feet. Devin know he
Yeah,
got feet. They know he got feet.
he got feet, but they probably saying that he don't have feet as good as Devin. That's what they're
Right.
saying.
Right.
He not.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know I mean, Devin is. I mean, Devin. He's a mover. He's a boxer.
right,
You know, of
right,
course. I mean, that's different styles of fighting. You know what I'm saying? Brian Norman Jr. is like he's a boxer puncher. You know what I'm saying? He's a boxer puncher. You know what I'm saying? So he was like how I was. I was, you know, some people consider me a boxer. Some people consider me a puncher. You know what I'm
right,
saying? So
right.
you know, when I fought boxers, guys that was quicker, faster on their feet, they said, "Oh, these guys are really boxers." Zab's the puncher now. You know what I mean? So
So in those situations, Zab, the same ones you're talking about, your feet don't have to be as fast as the other person. You just got to keep them in range. You just got to keep it. It's about
100%, 100%. I knocked a lot of niggas out that was faster than me. You
they
know what
don't
I'm
know
saying?
that. They don't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
So Zab, they tell you the mind. They tell you what my mind that you ain't got to be as fast.
You ain't gotta be as fast. Yeah, yeah.
No.
But the speed, but the scientifics of real boxing. If your feet is the scientific of real boxing, a boxer could be the puncher all day. That's the science of it. If a boxer is really does his real formula and box to the greatest of his ability, he could be the puncher all day. Because a puncher just looking to land one. A boxer gonna box your motherfucking head off all night. You know what I
Well, I
mean?
mean,
So
It's really
let
about
someone.
this, senior. It's really
yeah,
about
it's
this.
mindset,
Absolutely.
the brain, everything. You know what I
How
mean?
De-
So
how Devin's gonna be creative with that jab. How
Hello.
his small feet are gonna take a
Well,
step when you
I'm gonna
want
call
to
you right back.
step in.
You can talk.
and I've been telling people for a long time,
I'm gonna
Devin
have
is
my man
very
call you right
creative
back.
with his Devin
And
is
he's
super creative
disciplined.
with it.
He's
Super
disciplined with
disciplined.
his skill set.